What's up, Cloud Gamers? Welcome back to the Cloud Gaming Extreme channel, and it's time to take a look at God of War running in 4K on the PC app with the new 75 megabits per second bitrate. You can see this over on the right hand side with the statistics. We are taking advantage of that increased bitrate, and things are running really good, and this helps us get a much clearer picture and what feels like even better latency with this option. So really good if your internet can support it. I do have some pretty decent conditions here for testing. So as we get into the settings, we are 4K resolution native. I am going to run VSync and cap things at 60. I'm not worried about any additional latency with that. And no DLSS. Not needed here to pretty much stay 60 FPS, so that'll work well, and we will be ultra on everything. So we'll get into the gameplay, and man, this game is a visual stunner every time I test it out, and GeForce Now certainly does justice to it. This was a lot smoother of an experience than I expected. Now, I tested this game at 1440, I believe it was, when God of War came out on GFN here, but getting in on the 4K 60, and with maxing out the bitrate, I kind of expected to see a little bit more stutter than I do. It's very minimal, and that was great to see because you guys know that can drive me a little bit nutty. So this is definitely one of the smoothest 4K streams I've probably ever seen when it comes to playing on the PC through cloud, whether that be through GFN or anybody really. This was really impressive, and the increased bitrate is great for 1440p 120, and it's also extremely good when it comes to 4K here, because if we were lower, that's when we would start getting even more issues with like the pixelation and the blockiness of the screen and that type of thing. So having that bitrate option, having things maxed out, taking advantage of that really helps out the image quality. So no complaints for me when it comes to God of War running here on GeForce Now, the RTX 3080 tier, native 4K across the board with the stream and the game. It just ran extremely smooth. Even with VSync and everything on, latency feels really tight. I would go as far as to say it definitely feels even better than it does on the Shield TV Pro when I test there, but I'm also hooked up to a 4K TV as to where here I'm on my PC monitor, which typically would have less input latency, so that could affect my perception of that, but the input latency just felt really good. It did feel better than playing on the Shield, even though that's also phenomenal and mimics the console experience quite often. But yeah, latency was great in combat or running around, no issues there. Like I said, no major stutters. Picture quality stays really clean. And GeForce Now is doing a fantastic job bringing 4K in the right way to cloud, and they're doing a great job getting closer and closer with every update of trying to mimic that local experience and kind of keep you in that frame of mind and not pull you out of that illusion, which is something that I've noticed the past couple of weeks that's been happening. Things are just working even better than they used to for me. But let me know how it's working for you guys in the comments down below. I'm going to leave you with just a little bit more gameplay to check out here before we head out. And if you haven't already, subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell, and leave us your comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Can't be good. Ugh.